Hi everybody! Today's video is going to be another review on this yarn right here. It is called Kudo by Plymouth. I've already knit mine up, and I actually started this video last week, but I don't have enough space on my iPad. I have a camera, but it's pretty crap, so I'm still in the market for getting a better camera. But anyway, so yeah, I'm back home. I was originally filming in a hotel and then ran out of battery or film and decided, you know what, I'll just wait until I get home. Sorry if you can hear my air conditioning. It is kind of hot in my house today. Not really sure why. But anyway, this is, like I said, Kudo by Plymouth. And let me just show you, this is what I've knitted up. And this is what it looks like just as the yarn itself. So the color scheme that I got is gray with like dark gray, light gray, and then random greens, and then there's like a little bit of maroon here. It reminds me of all the shades that your black marker can turn into. So if you ever had like that dark, wow, dark, what? If you ever had that Crayola marker set where it was like 24 markers and you had the black, and every time it would go bad, it would either give you like a gray color or this really ugly greenish color and sometimes like a weird maroon color. That's all the colors you get in this scarf. Kind of cool, but also kind of gross when you think of it as like yucky black markers. Things about it, it's 10 ply. Hard to tell, but that's what it says it is. It is 198 yards or 181 meters. So this is one skein, so you can get a decent sized scarf from it. I was gonna make a shawlette, but all the patterns that I saw really needed 2 skeins. So if you're gonna make a shawlette, I would recommend getting at least 2 skeins. Because it is kind of like a variegated color, it'll switch to a bit of a self-striping. I don't know about you, but I hate it when my self-striping doesn't match. So just be warned. Mine, yes, it did repeat the pattern, but then like partly through, it decided to dump this maroon color. Yeah, so if you look at it, there's a lot of like black gray, but there's 2 spots of the dark maroon color. So that was a little bit annoying, but for a scarf, it's fine. If you're doing like a bigger project, at least it would annoy me. I knit this up in size 7 or 4.5 millimeter. You could make it bigger, you could go smaller, but 7 ended up being fine for me. What this is made out of 55% cotton, 40% rayon, and 5% silk. So it isn't the softest, but it's pretty nice. The one thing that I would say about this yarn is, and I'll show it to you. Ooh. So this is what it looks like, right? But it breaks apart really easily. Watch, if I untwist this, and then I'm barely pulling, and it comes apart. So you have to be really careful. I had the hardest time when I was casting on, because you know the ends tend to be already unraveled, and I would try to cast on and it just kept ripping, just kept pulling apart. So maybe tie a knot or something, because I wasted quite a bit of yarn when I was casting on because it just kept doing this. So that's my biggest negative with this yarn, is it's just so easy to break apart. I'm sure if you just like took a brush, you could brush it apart. I don't know why you would take a brush to it, but that's how it feels like. I didn't actually break it while I was knitting. I'm not a super tight knitter, so I didn't really have that problem, and it was pretty tightly wound, to be honest, once I was getting through it, especially in the middle. So the tighter it was wound, the thinner it got, and the less bulky my yarn tended to be. So if you could kind of see, like, it's like parts where it's not as bulky. Obviously, like, this is less, But if you look down here, like it's definitely bulkier here than it is up here. And that's because it was just more tightly wound on these parts. So just bear in mind when you are going to knit this, it's not going to be even. No matter how good you are at knitting evenly, the yarn itself just isn't even. It's just not even. So like when I look at this, over here it's pretty thin, but back here it's pretty thick. It's similar to Noro. It's not as scratchy as Noro. It feels, I mean, it feels like cotton to me. Yeah, it's that nice cotton feeling. But you could substitute this for Noro if you wanted to. My biggest difference, besides like what they're made out of, was the colors. It does very similar things with the colors where it's variegated, but all the colors tend to match. The only difference I feel like is this, the pattern repeat was definitely more predictable than Noro would be. That's just my experience with Normo. I'm just knitting along and all of a sudden there's like pink, and then I'll just switch back and then the pink will never appear again. So this wasn't too much like that. Other than that, I really like this. This is my second time purchasing it. There was another color scheme that I bought before, and it reminded me of Germany because it was the same colors as the flag, and it was just a nice variegation with it. So I had that one before. I don't know if I'll buy it again because, like I said, it's nice, but I don't know. It's not something that I'm gonna go to every single time, but it's definitely something to at least try once. Alright, that's all I have. This is kind of quick. Thanks for watching, but other than that, have a lovely beginning of August. Bye.